Just picked up a new multi-tool. I think it's the best multi-tool you can get for backcountry skiing right now. It's called the Armbar Slim Drive Multi-Tool by Gerber. The main reason why I think it's awesome is that it's super simple, super small, and it's got the only things you need. Most commonly, you typically have to carry a dedicated bit driver and a dedicated knife when you're looking for tools, because the bit drivers that are normally included are really stubby. They come out of the end. They're not able to access points in the binding for adjustment, or if you needed to, mess with your screws or do like an emergency remount field job type situation. So they're essentially useless. This one actually has a full size. You can see I'm doing this with one hand, not too terrible. Full size center drive bit driver, so it can reach hard to reach places. Because it's center drive, you can see what that means is that it's inline instead of being offset to one side, is that it more naturally applies torque, less likely of the bit causing stripping or popping out. And it's just a much nicer experience than holding a super wide multi-tool and trying to yank on something that's protruding out a tiny corner with a cheap bit that generally falls apart. It's also a magnetic holder. You can see it just comes standard with this. What I would recommend doing is you just replace this with whatever standard screws you're using on your bindings. Pretty simple. I'm probably just I always carry a set of bits, which are most commonly T20 and Posi 3. So I might even ditch this or just leave it in because it does have a little flat head, and sometimes that's useful as well. You can see it's got a magnetic receiver in there, so you're not going to drop the bit in the snow, which is also kind of a pain in the ass. The bit driver itself does not have a locking mechanism, so that just free goes. If you use the knife over here, which is a little bit stiffer to open up, decent enough knife. I'm not a big nerd about that sort of stuff, but it does lock. It's probably not the highest quality steel. It is light, but if you needed to access something underneath your binding, scrape some ice away, cut some fancy European cheese, shank somebody out in the backcountry, all the typical uses of a backcountry tool, it's got you covered. See, it's just got the little depressed locking mechanism there. See if I can do this one handed. There we go. And then I just saw, looking at this, because I didn't even notice it, that it does have, oh, there we go, bottle opener. The only other thing you need for getting fucked up when you get back to the car. Or at the top of the run, whatever you prefer. There you go. Super simple, light, integrated bit driver, and knife, so now you have to carry less tools. And kind of ironically, because I normally think these things are garbage, it is true to its name of doing more and carrying less. No use, but currently, so can't comment on overall durability, but kind of a sleek, streamlined tool that I think for people who are somewhat weight conscious and value simplicity but also functionality, that this is the bee's knees. And it's cheap. That's cool too. All right, later.